You're here because you take great pictures, and now you're wondering, should you start a photography business? This video is not about crushing dreams. In fact, it's actually the opposite. I want you guys to enter this industry, enter the creative profession as a photographer, cinematographer, or other artist with the right expectations. Because if you do, there's a far greater chance you're gonna succeed and stick around. Most photographers and cinematographers churn out of the industry within 5 years. And when I say most, I'm talking about like 90%. But if you enter with the right expectations, you might stick around. So share this video with somebody that you love, appreciate, or just want to be snarky too, I don't really care. But share it with that person that's thinking about starting a photography business. So you take great pictures and you enjoy doing it for fun. In fact, you might even plan your own styled shoots with your family, with your friends. You might do all this stuff, and that's great. But the first thing that I want to talk about is how photography and the business of photography differ. Now, the best way to explain this is using another analogy. You might make a really great cup of coffee, but would that mean or translate into you'd be great at running a coffee shop? Opening up a coffee shop, well, it requires finding the location. You gotta go in, once you get it, you gotta put down a lease, and then you gotta design the location. You gotta have all the decor, construction, everything done and ready. You gotta have a menu, recipes so that your employees can follow it. Then once the store opens up, you're gonna have to do lead generation and marketing to get people in the door. And once they're in the door, you gotta sell them. And once they're sold, you gotta collect the money, you gotta keep the money, you gotta organize it, you gotta keep your books, file your taxes. I mean, there is a list, a myriad of things to do in that business that are far beyond the simple process of making a cup of coffee. In fact, probably 90% of the effort in running that coffee shop is not gonna be simply in making the coffee itself. And along the exact same lines, 90% of your photography business is not gonna be taking pictures. That's the 10%. So beyond just the passion for capturing photographs, you need to be passionate about the entire process in front of you. It's the other 90% that you need to be passionate about. Number 2, you are entering a customer service arena. This is a line of business where you're dealing with customers, and along with that, you're gonna be dealing with, well, kind of exceptional wants and needs, people that want everything and aren't willing to pay it. You're gonna be dealing with selling. You're gonna be dealing with telling people what you're worth and trying to justify that. You're gonna deal with unhappy clients. All of these things are just the norm for a client service industry, and you have to be okay with that. Number 3 is that you have to be okay with 10% of your job being the photography and 90% being everything else, at least for the first few years of your business. Once your business is off the ground and running, you can begin to outsource the things that you don't like to do as much. And at that point, you can spend more time focusing on your craft and styled shoots and concepts and everything else. But for the time being, until that business is off the ground and you can afford outsourcing, it's gonna be you. 90% is gonna be nothing to do with photography. Number 4, you guys have to understand that delivering under pressure and consistently is stressful. When a client pays you, they expect the same consistent results that they have come to know from your portfolio and your body of work, come rain or shine, come sick or healthy. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are. It doesn't matter how much time you're given. The expectations are always the same. And those expectations can make the job extremely stressful. So the question for all of you is, do you operate best in high stress situations or in low stress situations? And if you answered to the former, you like high stress situations, it makes you perform and excel, then this is a good area to be in. Number 5 is when you are working, when you're being paid, you are on the clock, you're on the client's time. And that means you give up your own creative freedom, your own desire to create a product that you specifically might want for the needs of your client. Now, many people might argue this point, but I'm gonna say that if a client is paying you and there's that shot that you feel like is kind of cliche, or maybe they wanna take an approach to a commercial shoot, or whatever it is that you feel like creatively is not really a good fit, you can express your thoughts. You can tell them why you think that something else might be better and offer a different solution. But at the end of the day, it's your client's time. and you have to be ready and willing to give up some of your creative freedoms as an artist to keep your clients happy. So if someone you know is thinking of photography as a business, send them this video. And in fact, if you're up for the challenges that we just discussed, then we have one of the best and most complete training systems as well as resource guides on how to start a photography business. It's actually the operating manual for running Lineager to Photography, a multi-million-dollar wedding photography studio, and it includes all of the education in 4 separate courses, along with contracts, templates, emails, everything that you would possibly need to run your studio. If you guys are enjoying this content, please give this video a thumbs up. We'd ask you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel and comment below for future ideas on Is This Thing On? Go ahead and check out the article link when you guys have time. My name is Pi, and I'll see you guys in the next video.